The cost of 3 notebooks and 4 pencils is $8.50. The cost of 5 notebooks and 8 pencils is $14.50. Determine the cost of 1 notebook and the cost of 1 pencil. Only an algebraic solution can receive full credit. So by the way this question is worded, we can sort of tell that it's going to be a system of equations question. So we have 3 notebooks. Think of that as 3n. And we have 4 pencils. So 3n plus 4p equals 850, right? 3 notebooks plus 4 pencils is going to cost you $8.50. So that's going to be one of our equations. Likewise, we have another equation here in our system. We have 5 notebooks, and we've got 8 pencils. So think of that as 8p is 450. So 5n plus 8p is 450. Let me just make this in red so everything for this equation can be the same. Alright, so we're gonna just ignore that. So we're going to set up our system of equations. 3 notebooks plus 4 pencils equals 850. And 5 notebooks and 8 pencils equals 1450. So now what we have to do is solve for n and solve for p. And what I like to do is eliminate one of the variables. There is another method. There's actually a couple of other methods that you can use to solve this system. But I'm going to go ahead and use elimination. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to multiply this whole top equation by the leading coefficient here. I'm going to multiply it by 5, and I'm going to multiply the bottom one by the leading coefficient here, so by 3. And in order to eliminate one of the variables, I have to make sure that one of these is negative, and I'm going to go ahead and make this one negative. So let's go ahead and multiply it out. 5 times 3n is 15n. 5 times 4p is going to give us 20p. And 5 times 850 is going to give us 4250, or 42.5. So I just distributed that 5. Now here, negative 3 times 5n is going to give us negative 15n. Negative 3 times 8 is going to give us negative 24p. And negative 3 times 1450 is going to give us 4350. And this is going to be negative 4350. Negative times a positive. Okay, now I could go ahead and eliminate one of the variables. You see what happened here? These 15n's are going to cancel out. And the reason that happened is because of this multiplication I did here on the top. Okay, so we got 20p take away 4p. That's going to be negative 4p. We have 42.5 minus 43.5. So 42.5 minus 43.5, and that's going to give us negative 1. Okay, it's just combining the terms here. Divide by negative 4, and p is going to equal 0.25. So 1 pencil costs 25 cents. now we have to find the cost of one notebook. And to do that, we can just pick one of our equations here. I'm going to go ahead and pick the top one here, 3n plus 4p equals 850. And now we can substitute p, so we've got 3n plus 4 times 0.25 equals 8.50. That's going to be 3n. 4 times 0.25, what's 1/4 of 4? That's just 1, equals 8.5. And we're going to subtract 1 on both sides. That's going to cancel out. We get 3n equals 7.5. Divide both sides by 3. And we get n equals 7.5 divided by 3 is 2.5. So one notebook costs $2.50. And that's our answer. If you wanted to check this, you can. I'm going to go ahead and check it using the bottom equation since I already used the top. You know, mix it up a little. So we got 5 times 2.5 plus 8 times 0.25 equals 14.5. So let's better give us 14.5 or else we did something wrong. So 5 times 2.5 is 12.5. 8 times 2.5 is, sorry, that's not 2.5, that's 8 times 0.25. 8 times 0.25 is going to give us 2. 12.5 plus 2 is 14.5. 14.5 equals 14.5. So yeah, it checked out. Let me just go over this again. I know I kind of just went right into it and didn't really explain much, but look, we got two variables here. We initially had two variables. We had a notebook and a pencil. And having an equation with two variables is a problem. They're very difficult to work with. So what I did is I eliminated one of the variables. So that was the goal. That was my ultimate goal, to eliminate one of the variables. Once I eliminate one of the variables, I could solve for one of the variables, and then in solving for one of the variables, I can substitute to find the other variable. Okay, I hope that helps. Take care.